Hello everybody and welcome to part 1 of Let's Play Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. A Let's Play? Well, yeah. I've been wanting to get back into Let's Playing for a while, and well, figured this would be a good game to try to get my grounds back, kind of figure out what I've been doing, because it's been a while, I'm not even gonna lie. The last episode of any Let's Play I did was a part of, what was it, Pokemon Red that I did 3 years ago. And the last time I touched the Spyro series was all the way back 5 years ago in 2015. That was the end of, 2015 was not 5 years ago, 2012. I'm losing my shit already. And we're not even a minute into this. Yes, that's right. 2012, April of 2012. So it's been a while, but I figured Spyro 3 would probably be a pretty good game to get my roots set back into doing Let's Play again, because, well, it's a game series I'm pretty familiar with, and also, more importantly, other than the fact that we're in a story here, there's not that much dialogue once we get started, even though it's thunderstorming outside. And, well, there's a little bit of a reason for that, because, well, I'm actually trying something new recording-wise for this, is that you might notice if you click on the quality dial, where actually you're watching this in 1080p, and that is because instead of recording like I did for the other Spyros years ago on the PlayStation 3, I'm actually using an emulator. Now, I own many copies of this game, so I don't really see that there's any harm in doing something like this. But, well, I decided to try this because for those of you who don't know and don't own a PS3, for whatever reason, the PS3 version of this game plays very poorly, and it drops a lot of frames. So I decided it would probably be a better thing for us to actually go and emulate this. And, well, for the most part, it looks really good. There's a few graphical glitches, as you can tell by the fact that it's, well, it looks like it's thunderstorming outside in their world. But for the most part, it actually does look pretty good, save for the fact that, well, I had to actually throw black bars over the sides of the video, which were actually there to begin with, so, to begin with, that is. Need to learn to speak English, apparently. Hopefully this whole Let's Play thing will come back to me. But anyway, if you haven't been paying attention to the story, there's not really much of it. It's a Spyro game. It's a you go and collect everything type of deal if you've never played Spyro before. That's really what happens. So they're really just setting up the plot of how we have to go find all of the dragon eggs. And how it's supposed to be a really hard mission, but, well, we'll see once we get started here, because I think this is the last cutscene that, it doesn't take very long. By the way, I've cut up some of the loading screens a little bit so that we can, have a little bit more of a decent time here. But anyway, welcome to the world of Spyro 3. Now, the one thing that was kind of important that we skipped over in the story, because I talked the entire way through it, which is what I traditionally tend to do, for those of you not familiar with my work, or for those of you who may have forgotten the past several years it's been since I've made anything Let's Play related, is that I tend to talk through just about every part of the game. So I'll cover now what the one thing they said is that we're in the Forgotten Realm. And the Forgotten World, I combined world and realms there for whatever sound that was, even though it sounded more like world than anything. But anyway, we found our first dragon egg, which immediately hatches into a dragon, I guess. Close enough, right? I almost said dragonfly, which is not correct. That is Spyro 4, but we are not there. I would like to say yet, but it's considering how I've made 2 attempts at Spyro 4 on this channel, I don't even want to talk about that game yet. Oh boy, that's an interesting beast. But anyway, this is a 3D platformer collection game. It's kind of fitting that I'm kind of tackling this now when Yooka-Laylee just came out, because this is recorded, what, the week after Yooka-Laylee came out, I think? If you're watching this in the present, I'm recording this on the day I think I'm going to upload this, assuming I actually have access to the channel. Yeah, this is the warrior princess of this game, if you will, and she is going to give us a warning about how we should cease hunting for these eggs, but we're going to basically ignore them. Don't be surprised if I skip most of the text boxes in this game. I know I'm talking with the voice acting too, but it doesn't really matter because, well, all the text is on screen anyway, if you really care. And I would imagine most people have played this game because this game is, well, not exactly unknown. Yeah, and other than the fact that she's got the green death wall of fog behind her, everything, you'll see now that we're in the main games that everything seems to be playing pretty smoothly. I mean, I'm seeing a bit of frame drops here, but that's also because I'm not watching it live anymore. I'm watching it in Audition, which is another aspect of this Let's Play of something that I have not done. Well, I mean, obviously I haven't done any aspect of Let's Play in quite some time. Also, this will be important to us in a little bit, but we'll come back to it. But for those of you who don't know, my original Let's Play channel, which was not PaperSpyro, I've been Let's Playing for many, many years. But all of the videos on my original Let's Play channel were post-commentary, which is a little bit of a lost style of Let's Play commentary, and not many Let's Players do it anymore, but it's something I started out with, and then I moved to live commentary eventually, which live commentary, for those of you who don't know, because I never defined the terms, post-commentary is when you do it, well, after you play the games. Live commentary is when you do it as I'm playing the games. And just about everything on the PaperSpyro channel itself before this was live commentary. So this is actually not live commentary. I recorded this, the gameplay yesterday, cut it up, and was waiting for a quiet opportunity in my house, which was apparently rarer to come by than you would think it is, so that I could actually go ahead and record this. Now, Zoe is explaining to us here about a Superfly power-up, which is actually, for those of you who don't know, a new feature to this game, which we will tackle once I go explore all the caves and get all the gems. So that's kind of important. I guess I should explain what gems are, but if you've played Spyro, you probably know, so I'm just going to cover them briefly. It's another collectible that you have to do. There's X hundred of them in every world, and I think there's 400 in this world. And if you want to get 100%, or this game's 117%, you got to collect them all. It is 117 in this game, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this game's 117. Don't ask why it's 117. We'll get there. We will get there. And I accidentally went into the whirlwind again, of course. But yeah, if you haven't been paying attention as well, we've been getting several dragon eggs already. This will be our third one, I believe, in this world, and we can continue getting several more of them, because we can actually 100% this world here on our first time through, which was not true of Glimmer back all the way in Spyro 2, if you can remember back that far, or you've played the game yourself. That is Moneybags, as I mentioned a little while ago. We will come back to him in the next part, I would say. But in the meantime, if you are not familiar, just kind of relax. Yes, the music just looped in on itself. This music is actually, it was composed by Stuart Copeland, for those of you who don't know, the drummer of the Police. But man knows how to work a synth and has created some pretty awesome music for this. But the one thing that's weird about the music in this game is that it does not loop, or any Spyro game for that matter that he did the music for. The music does not loop. But yeah, this is considered one of the last in the last of the original trilogy, but one of the last kind of quote-unquote good Spyro games before they really started to go in crazy places with the series, because, well, the series, after this, took some interesting turns, and it really started to lose the whole 90s collectible type of deal. But, well, to be fair, this was the end of the 90s. Also, I just changed my game camera. That's one important thing to note, because I prefer to play on the active camera. You can do whatever you like. If you really want me to play on passive, I'll play on passive. But I, for one, prefer to play on active. Also, I can head bash in this game right off the bat. I was getting confused because I also haven't touched Spyro 3 itself in quite some time. I don't know when the last time I actually legitimately played through this game was, but I'm bringing you with me. So this part, because I've played through it so many times, is still mostly fresh. But when I get a little bit later on, I might be a little bit strapped for what my mind can remember. But we'll see about that when it comes. I might also switch up to doing live commentary at some point, but for the moment, I'm contented on just doing some post. Because, well, this is fine with me. Gives me a little bit more time to think about whatever it is that I want to say, even though I wind up rambling on like an idiot anyway. But anyway, you will notice here that we have an egg here underwater, and you've also noticed that we've gone underwater, which is another mechanic introduced in Spyro 2 that was not in the first one if you skip Spyro 2 for whatever reason. Which, to be fair, this was actually my first one that I started with. First thing I can remember in Spyro 3 is actually the skateboarding levels that actually we'll be getting into kind of shortly. Not in this episode. By the way, speaking of episodes and episode length, you might have noticed that this one is only about 10 minutes long. And I really don't know what I'm going to do for episode lengths because, well, not that there's anything wrong with doing doing longer videos, but I don't really know that Spyro needs them. I think that it could be better suited to breaking them up into smaller parts and, I don't know, maybe even uploading them more often. Just because, well, I haven't had an upload schedule in, well, basically forever. When was the last time I had a consistent upload schedule? The answer is probably never. I would have to look at that because honestly, I don't even have those records anymore. But you will notice that we have 400 out of 400 gems, and we are 88% complete on this level, except for we need to head bash the rock. And this was when I realized that I had head bash the entire time, which you had to pay for in Spyro 2, which is why I forgot that you had it by default. that is the 6th dragon. I forget how many there are in total, and I probably should know that, but I also have not played this game in such a long time that it is escaping my memory. But that's it for the first level. First homeworld is 100% complete. Now, this is a homeworld, as I kind of just briefly mentioned and glazed over a little bit, but we're going to go to another episode or another world in just a few minutes.